Now I have to go to the left. There's our boy Diego. But over here is something interesting. I need to bait them one by one.
You won't have much time to be sorry for it. Whoa!
As you can see, there's a guy here with unique name. Arrow protection.
You won't have much time to be sorry for it.
Gonna equip that. And speed potion.
You won't have much time to be sorry for it.
So yeah, these guys, these bandits, this camp, there is no quest that includes them. They were probably included in some quest that was never finished. And that's it. There's not much to them. Except this guy with a unique name. There is some info online what the quest was about, but I'm not quite sure. So I don't know what to say. That guy has loot. I want his loot. Also, that's another cool mechanic. Enemies that are always hostile towards you, that attack you on sight, when you beat them, then they get scared on sight. As soon as they see you, they start running. He's dying on slope.
You'll be sorry for that.
That's why. Oh! He was behaving like that. Now, where is the guy who ran away?
Hey, I thought you were dead.
Sometimes I thought so myself.
A lot of things have happened since we last met. I hear you've contributed a great deal to the final invocation.
Obviously, you're quite well informed.
Better than you think. Now you're looking for the focus?
Yes, there must be one somewhere around here.
I know where to find one. There's just one problem.
I see. What do you want?
You've really learned your lesson, but that's not what I meant.
No? What's the problem then?
It's 3 tons of a problem. Let's go. You'll understand in a moment. On the left side of this canyon lies the entrance to a cave that leads to the location of the focus.
All right, but first we have to get rid of that monster over there.
Try to find a weak point or another possibility to defeat the troll. I'll attract his attention.
Diego can wait. Now here, journal page and spell scroll. We conveniently get those. The former owner seems to have been a troll hunter. Now I'll use this magic scroll the merchant in Corinne sold me. It costs me 50 pieces of gold. But with the profit I'll make with these trophies, I'll be rich. Today I'll kill a troll. So he had a spell scroll for the troll, which is a shrink monster. Let's attack the troll without that spell. As you can see, I deal barely any damage. However, I do have a very strong weapon. Usually, you don't deal any damage to the troll. Let's see this weapon. No damage. So that's why the game gives you Shrink Monster.
That was fantastic. You're really good. And now, go get the focus. I'll make sure that there won't be any other awkward surprises.
Diego also has a unique bow. If you possess him, if you cheat and possess him, his bow is called Diego's bow.
For Gomez! Let's go on. The winch seems to be jammed. Let me see. Maybe I can fix it. Well, it ought to work now. Get the focus, and I'll wait for you here. Hey, you found the focus! Very good! I think it's time for me to stop by at the old camp again. Good luck.
Make sure you stay alive.
We'll meet again.
Take care.
Okay, so we have all the focuses. That guy has nowhere to run. Now, before I go to the new camp, I want to go back to old camp.
I'm not listening to all that.
Diego is back. I would train two-handers at this point.
For Gomez!
But I'm actually gonna wait to show you something. I'm actually gonna wait. I would train them, but for the sake of showing a thing, I'll wait. And I will train crossbows just to get the dialogue.
For Gomez!
So that you can hear the dialogue when you train crossbows.
Will you train me?
If you have enough ore, I'll teach you how to use a crossbow. Just pay me 200 ore.
It's a deal. So show me how to handle a crossbow.
Okay, let's get started. Grab hold of the shaft and hold it close against your shoulder. That'll steady your aim. Your shoulder's gonna feel like it's liable to fall off during the first few days, but after just 1 week, you'll have a shoulder like a rock. Aim right at your target and pull the bolt right back. There's more force behind a bolt than there is behind an arrow from a longbow, so it's gonna cause more damage.
You have to watch what you tell me.
Show me more about how to handle a crossbow.
That'll cost you 300 ore.
That wasn't very clever.
Let's start now.
Right. Your shots will be more accurate and straight if you bend your knees when firing. You'll have to learn to judge what speed your target's moving at. Fire your bolt into the moving target's path to hit it and slow it down. If there's more than one target, don't waste any time. Nail them all down one after the other with calculated shots. That's it. I've taught you all I know.
Let's talk about something else instead.
Crossbow, critical hit, 40% chance as a master. Do I have any crossbow I can equip?
Must be something about that story after all.
6 dexterity.
Hang on.
I can get that.
For go.
Can you?
Rely on.
It's cool that the character actually bends the knee when he shoots.
If you think, you shouldn't believe everything you hear.
Like, he gets down on one knee before he shoots. He's doing basically what his teacher told him to do. It's a nice little touch.
For Gomez,
I could do with a few things.
I could sell.
For Gomez,
I need better armor.
You can have it when you're ready for it, and only if you have enough ore.
I want a heavy guard's armor.
Only the upper class of guards can have one of them, and I'm afraid it's gonna be a long time before you make it that far. I'll see ya.
I wouldn't like to. I doubt that's ever likely to change.
Hang on. Better not go rushing into
Everything
anything.
you hear. You're very probably
Same old story, clever.
maybe that's. But
I shouldn't believe everything.
I doubt it's ever likely to change.
Let's hear the dialogue about bows.
For Gomez.
Can you teach me something about hunting?
That depends. What do you want to know?
Can you teach me how to use my bow better?
For a beginner, it's not hard to get better. It's a question of your posture. Place your feet well apart. Hold both your arms on one level. Hold your breath and shoot. If you hit certain parts of the body, you only need one shot. As a beginner, you've only got a very small chance of hitting these parts. But if you bear in mind what I've told you, you'll hit better next time.
Can you teach me something about hunting?
That depends. You're a good hunter already. Now, acquire the remaining knowledge. To become a good marksman, you need to stop trying to be one. Discover the laws of the eye, tension, trajectory, and target. Always watch out and be prepared at all times. You've mastered the technique very well now. Now, go and apply your knowledge and skill.
So yeah, you get different stance with the bow. And the critical hit is 30%.
Kill!
And now it's mage's time. If you have multiple spells equipped, you can hold down space and swap between them, which is kinda nice. Or you can just use 4, 5, 6 and the rest of the keybinds.
I found a focus in the Troll Canyon.
That's a start. You're doing well. There are still 3 focus stones missing to accomplish our plan. Now go and look out for the remaining focus stones. I see you've used up the teleportation scroll. Here, take a new one.
I found a focus in the mountain fort.
Good. That's the second focus stone you've brought us. We're getting closer and closer to our target. Be brave and fetch the 2 remaining focus stones.
I found a focus in the ruined monastery. Gorn the mercenary was there. He gave me a hand in searching.
Unbelievable. Now we have 4 focus stones altogether. There's only 1 more missing. Then we'll have them all. You've already done our community a great service. Get the last focus stone, and we'll soon be able to free ourselves.
I found a focus under the Ring of Stone.
Brilliant. Now we have all 5 focus stones. Your deeds are invaluable to our camp. Be assured of my eternal gratitude. Go to Riordian now. He'll give you something for your immense efforts. Speak to Kronos, the keeper of the ore as well. He'll give you another gift from our community.
Can you blast the ore mound now?
We now have all the artifacts we need to fulfill our plan. But the barrier was created by 12 magicians. There are not enough magicians in the circle of water to control the powerful energies and to guide them onto the right course.
What can we do?
I'm aware that you've already done much for our community. We owe you greatly, but in the interest of all the inhabitants of the colony, I need to ask one more favor of you.
One more favor?
Yes. Go to the old camp and try to win some of the magicians of the Circle of Fire for our cause.
Magicians of Fire? Why should they want to give up their easy life? The destruction of the barrier would rob them of their powerful position.
That is the exact reason why you must accomplish this mission. You know people from all the camps of the colony. Remind the magicians of Fire of the old times, when we studied the arts of magic together.
All right then, I'll try to convince the magicians of Fire, but I can't promise anything. It seems nearly impossible to me.
You must try. If you do not succeed in this, there is only one other... just one...
One what?
Forget it. You must succeed. Here, take this magic rune. Hand it over to Coristo, the High Magician of the Circle of Fire, as a sign of our trust. With this, he can teleport into this room without passing the guards, anytime he wants. I hope that it will convince our former friends of our good intentions. May you return in one piece.
Chapter 4 Zardes.
Greetings. May you return in... Greetings.
Satyrus said you had a reward for me?
Ah, come here, come here. Our spiritual leader has told me about your heroic deeds. All the people in the camp, no, the whole colony, are deeply indebted to you. Take this as a modest reward for all your efforts.
Show me your goods.
Look at those speed potions.
Well, there was a time when things would have gone very differently.
You're very probably right.
People always talk.
If you think,
Maybe.
there was a time when things would have gone. Some
You're very
people
probably
never
right. That's how it goes. I better keep out of it.
Now, finally.
Hello!
Do you trade?
I buy furs and...
Hang on. Better not to go rushing into anything.
I wouldn't like to be in his shoes.
He has some nice bows, crossbows.
Must be something about that.
But
Believe everything you hear. There was a time when things would have gone
it's
very
time
differently.
Well, hang on. Better not go rushing into anything.
Hello.
for acrobatics.
I can show you how to control your body. It's the art of acrobatics. As soon as you've gained control of your body, you'll be able to jump much further. You'll learn how to roll off and what's the best way to land when falling. But don't forget, you're not immortal. Acrobatics can also be very useful during battle. You'll be able to change the distance between you and your foe very quickly. Good luck! I can show you how to control your...
Wouldn't like to be in his shoes, though.
This is what jump looks like with acrobatics.
Hang on, better not go rushing into anything.
That won't happen again. Wouldn't like to be.
That wasn't very clever.
There is something different in this window now. I'm not gonna say what, but something is different about it.
You shouldn't believe everything you hear.
And you'll see what soon.
There was a time when I led a very different life. I was one of the best generals of this country. I've spent my whole life fighting for my country. But the nobles didn't like me because the king listened to my advice, and they knew I posed a threat to their dirty business. I hadn't counted on their insidiousness. They used the king's wife to get me. I was blamed for her pointless murder. King Robar had no other choice. The services I had rendered my country saved me from the gallows, but they robbed me of my freedom. One day I'll be free again, then I shall return and take revenge. I shall have my revenge.
So acrobatics also can also save us from taking fall damage or big amount of fall damage. So let's test it. Look at that. No fall damage from that fall. There's a guard here now. Interesting. Not gonna talk to him yet. You might have heard someone dying in the old camp. And that's not a bug or anything. There's Diego there. Gate is closed.
It's the traitor in our midst. Pah! And we called you a guard.
Hold on. What are you talking about, Bloodwin?
So you're in cahoots with the new camp, huh?
No, wait, I'm still...
Guess you must have thought you could go on like that forever.
Stop this nonsense!
Traitors like you must die. Die, traitor!
Coward! Come back!
Yeah, buzz off!
So yeah, we are no longer welcomed in the old camp. If you take a look at the guild, it says none. We are guildless again.
Hey, shh, be quiet. Hello, Diego. What's the meaning of all this hide-and-seek business?
Haven't you heard?
Heard what?
The old mine caved in. The fire mages were assassinated, and there are plans to raid the free mine.
What? What are you talking about? How could the old mine cave in?
One of the diggers who survived it told us that they were digging, and they hit an underground river on the bottom level. When the water gushed into the mine, one of the supports broke, and the entire upper section collapsed. Only a handful of people managed to escape from the mine.
Why are the fire mages dead?
That's a long story.
Just tell me about it. It's not the first long story I've had to listen to.
Well then, luckily I was in the ore baron's house when they got the news that the mine had collapsed. Gomez was hopping mad when he heard about the accident, and he was afraid that his position could be at stake.
Of course. Who controls the ore controls the colony as well.
That's right. Since he has no source of income anymore, the goods from the outside world won't come in anymore either. Nobody will work for him if he doesn't get another source of income soon.
And that's the reason for the raid on the free mine?
To be honest, that's Gomez's only chance to maintain his power. 2 hours ago, 24 guards set out for the free mine.
That's mad. I need to warn the new camp.
Then you must hurry up. They'll have almost reached the free mine.
But they never get through the fortifications of the new camp.
They don't need to get through them. A few months ago, they found a path that leads over the mountains and right to the free mine, and nobody else knows about it.
I've seen the guards in front of the locked gates.
Stay away from them. They'll attack anybody approaching the camp. They are afraid of somebody avenging the raid on the free mine.
But what happened to the fire mages?
Coristo and the other mages were the only people in the camp to remain rational. They forbade the raid and demanded a settlement with the 2 other camps.
They forbade Gomez to raid the free mine?
Well, yes. Coristo and the others shouldn't have been so self-confident. Gomez didn't trust them anymore and had them perfidiously assassinated.
What are you and Milton going to do now?
We'll stay here for a while to warn some more friends so they don't bump straight into the guards. But you could do us a favor.
Consider it done. Tell me what you want.
Look out for Lester and Gorn. They need to know what happened here. Tell them that the 4 of us will meet at the same place as always.
If I see them before you do, I'll warn them and send them to your meeting point.
Thanks, my friend. You really seem to be an all right guy. Go now. We'll meet again later.
Take care.
Is officially dead. And if you paid him money, he should have all the money that you paid him.
You won't have much time to be sorry for it.
One of the guards also had a lot of money. Part of that money was from us. We gave him that money when we took Dusty to the sect camp. Mana potion, potion of power, dexterity, and strength bonus. And that's a permanent bonus.
traitor? To think we let a thing like you join the guards. Blah!
Hey, what are you talking about, Fletcher?
You're in with that new camp scum, aren't you?
Hold on.
I guess you must have thought we wouldn't figure it out, huh?
Ho! Hold your horses.
No, you hold on! Hold on to your head, cause you're going to be missing it soon! Die, traitor! Coward! Come back!
He deserved it. He's still moving.
He's still moving. Oh, Milton.
You won't have much time to be sorry for it.
Okay, Milton finished that guy off. So yeah, if you guys noticed just now, when you defeat enemies with swords, then you have to finish them off, because you just knock them down. However, if you fight them with bow, crossbow, or magic, you don't knock them down. They always get killed by magic, bow, or crossbow.
Coward! Come back!
They are all dead, I couldn't help them. I was not there.
Calm down, Milton. I've already met Diego on the other side of the camp.
Good. Then you know. What did Diego say?
If I can find Gorn and Lester, I'll warn them and send them to your meeting place.
Good luck and take care. Hello.
I met Gorn.
Really? Where?
By the old ruined monastery by the sea. The two of us searched it for treasures.
I'm sure he'll tell me all about it when we meet again.
Lester and I took out the mountain fort.
He told me about it. Apparently, you can be trusted.
Where have the four of you been meeting so far?
Oh, here and there. We meet in a lot of different places. See you later.
Okay, now that I have acrobatics, I can go get that chest. Or before I go there, I want to try to get a spell. Let's see.
I doubt that's ever likely to change.
Awaken!
I want to acquire magic writings.
Ring of Purification, protection against magic and fire. Ring of Impeachability, protection against weapons and arrows. Okay, Bloodfly. That's what I want. I'll buy 2. And I'll get the ring as well. The peach ring. Can also get some potions. I'll give him those extra 40.
That's real.
Now, one of the ways you can get across is to jump here, and you'll just bounce off the wall. I've also managed to jump from that side to this side. But I find this one with a wall bounce to be more consistent. Or I can show you another method. We transform into Bloodfly. Bloodfly can go up the slopes, and then we can fall down here. Combination is left and right, and that's it. I think I can survive this fall with acrobatics. Or from this ledge, acrobatics back. Or transform into Bloodfly again. And fall down like this. Bloodflies can walk on water. Now we have a quest to talk to Lester. And he's back where we left him.
awaken!
How can I reach the focus?
Master Iberian used to say, a student tries to move things with his hands and feet. The master moves them with his spiritual powers.
How are you doing?
Hey, what are you doing here?
The old mine collapsed after water seeped in.
So?
All the magicians of fire are dead. Gomez had them assassinated.
It won't be easy to straighten that out.
I met Diego and Milton in front of the old camp. They want a meeting at the usual place.
It was about time!
What happens now?
I'm gonna stay here a bit longer to study the old books.
I don't understand.
Master Iberian used to say, a student tries to move things with his hands and feet. The master moves them with his spiritual powers.
Okay, I get the point.
Take care.
Thank you. I'll be on my way now.
May the sleeper protect you.
So the reason why I didn't learn how to fight with two-handers is because Thoris is now out of reach. How can I learn two-handed fighting? Well, I guess we'll find out.
Hey, no sweat, man. Come over here.
You okay?
I'm hiding away here. I don't care for the trash those guards are pulling off. But I've taken some pretty good stuff from the arsenal. If you need a weapon, just let me know.
Show me what you have.
Amulet with 20 strength bonus. Heavy crossbow. Look at these two-handers. Butcher.
Will you train me?
If you have enough ore, I'll teach you how to use a crossbow. Just pay me 200 ore.
And you can still learn the crossbow, which is nice.
I'm glad you returned. Something terrible has happened.
Let me guess, the free mine has been assaulted by the guards from the old camp. Nobody saw them coming?
Hang on. How? But of course. You found out about it in the old camp. Gorn arrived here just before you did. What could have caused Gomez to dare to take such an aggressive step? He should be aware that such a heinous act can only provoke war.
The old mine collapsed after water seeped in.
Collapsed? Of course. Then the whole thing makes sense. Gomez has his back to the wall. He's more dangerous than ever. Now that he doesn't have anything left to lose, he'll do anything.
Gomez has had all of the Magicians of Fire killed.
Had them killed? Why in Beliar's name would he do a thing like that?
They were against the attack on the free mine and opposed Gomez.
Then we're all doomed. Without the other 6 magicians, we'll never be able to control the concentrated power of the massive ore mound. But in spite of that, I thank you for passing this dangerous message on to me.
I have been exiled from the old camp because I have helped you.
You don't belong to the old camp any longer? Then I welcome you to our community.
Does that mean the mercenaries will take me on?
Talk to Lee. He'll see to it. Then come back to me. May you return in one piece.
Hello!
I met Diego and Milton in front of the old camp.
That's good news.
They want to meet you and Lester at your usual rendezvous.
Thanks. There's nothing more valuable than good friends in troubled times like these. You're almost one of us by now. You're reliable.
What have you got planned now?
Our entire defense strategy will have to be changed. That takes time. Until Lee and his people are ready, I'll join Cord's Provisional Guard.
Are you planning a counterattack?
Not yet, but the day will come. If ever you're looking for me, start here and walk towards the mine. I'll be on guard there. Hello!
What did you see in the free mine?
After I returned from the ruined monastery, I wanted to drop by at Ockles, the boss of the free mine. But when I arrived, there were corpses lying everywhere. I just spotted some guards entrenching themselves at the entrance to the mine.
How could so many mercenaries be defeated by only 24 guards?
It looked like an ambush to me. Nobody would have expected attackers to cross the mountains. The element of surprise can multiply the force of a troop.
How's it going?
Everything's quiet. Nothing's moving in the free mine. Lee is still busy organizing our defense. See you later.
Is there any news of our friends in the old camp?
Gomez has had all the magicians of fire killed.
No, a cretin. I warned Coristo. He was never to be trusted. You must tell Satyrus about it.
Maybe I'd better keep it.
Hello.
The old camp has banned me. I'd like to join you.
You've done much for our camp. I can make good use of men like you. Let's keep it short. Welcome to the new camp, mercenary. Here, take some armor. Good that you're here with us.
And now Lee can teach us how to fight better with two-handed weapons.
I want to learn more about fighting with a two-handed sword.
First of all, you need to change your basic stance. Hold the sword vertically, grasp the hilt firmly in both hands, and hold it at the side of your body. Bring it down quickly and swing the blade over your shoulder. Now's your chance to do a quick slash to your right. Your opponent won't stand a chance of coming at you. Or bring the sword down from the top left in a forward thrust to drive your opponent back. Spin round to give your next blow the necessary momentum to strike your opponent down. If it isn't enough, use your remaining swing to wield the sword again. When you've finished your attack, block your opponent and wait for an opening to strike again. The key to success is varying your stances and changing positions.
Let's see, he gave me this armor, which is similar to the one I had. Both are 55, 10, and 25.
Hello.
I need better armor.
You'll first have to earn your armor. Apart from that, they don't come cheap.
Give me the heavy armor.
This armor is the best piece you'll ever get inside the barrier, and believe me, it's worth the ore.
So heavy. 70 protection against weapons and 35 against fire. Protection against arrows is the same. And now that I paid him...
Boring fight.
I can loot him. And also take his weapon. And loot his friend. Let's see.
You'll be very sorry for that.
Lee's axe. Damage 105. Strength 95 required. Oryx axe. Damage 95. And strength 90.
You'll be very sorry for that. You looking for trouble with me again?
Let's
you
see
looking
who's
for trouble with me
there.
again?
very probably right. Cleared agent.
If I go away... and then go back, those guys should leave me alone.
Let's talk about something else instead. To change.
Yeah. We're good.
As long as I'm not.
We're good.
You looking for trouble with me again?
I need better armor.
You'll first have to earn your armor. Apart from that, they don't come cheap.
What do you think about the mine?
They've gone too far. They'll be sorry for it.
Can you teach me something?
I can help you to get stronger and more dexterous. I can't teach you anything. You don't have enough experience.
Hello.
Can you teach me something?
I can help.
I'm gonna learn the remaining 3 strength. I could go get the amulet for more strength, but it's fine.
You're carrying my weapon? Suppose I'll have to smack your fingers for you.
No, Lee, it's fine.
That wasn't very clever. Talk about something else instead. I better keep out.
Never show your face here again.
I love that.
That wasn't very clever. That wasn't.
I love that they have their own named weapons, unique weapons. And they don't like it when you carry them.
You're carrying my weapon? Suppose I'll have to smack your fingers for you.
I love that.
Never show your...
You have to watch what you tell people. I thought that had been cleared
Also love what this guy's doing.
Let's talk about something else instead. It was obvious that there would be trouble ahead.
I've changed sides. After the old camp has banished me, I've now joined the mercenaries. Now let's get back to Satyrus.
You're very probably right.
I love how he sets himself on fire.
I'm not. People always talk. Some people.
Greetings.
Maybe.
Now that they belong to new camp, they don't mind that I'm going in their houses.
Hello? Let me pass!
And since I am a master with two-handed weapons,
People always talk. Same old story every time.
now I have this stance and this moveset. Which is really cool.
Greetings.
Lee has admitted me to the mercenaries.
Good, very good. Then you are now officially a part of our community. Be welcome. May you return in one piece. Greetings.
Nefarious said I was ready to wear the robe of a magician of water.
Then I welcome you to our community.
Does that mean that I now belong to the Guild of the Magicians of Water?
Not yet. First you need to take the Oath of Water.
I'm ready to take the oath.
Now speak the words of the oath. I swear by the might of the gods.
I swear by the might of the gods.
And by the power of the holy water.
And by the power of the holy water.
That my knowledge and my deeds from now on and forever shall be one with the water.
That my knowledge and my deeds from now on and forever shall be one with the water.
Until my body shall return to the realm of Beliar, and the source of my life shall dry out.
Until my body shall return to the realm of Beliar, and the source of my life shall dry out.
Wear this robe as a sign of your bond with the holy water and with Adanos.
And now I'm a mage. Water robe has slightly less protection from weapons, slightly less protection from arrows, but better protection against fire and magic.
For the honor of magic.
I'd like to wear the high robe of water.
It is not yet time for you to wear the high robe. May you return in one piece.
But this time, I won't be a mage.
Greetings.
When you sent me to the Magicians of Fire, you mentioned there was somebody.
Well, I had hoped we could make it without his help, but the way things are developing...
Who is he?
All right, all right. Many, many years ago.
Give me the shortened version, please.
Be patient. Well, when we, the 12 magicians, created the barrier back then, our magic powers were directed and controlled by a 13th magician.
A 13th magician? I thought there were only 12.
Most people who did not experience the early days of the colony believe that. This 13th magician was our leader. All this took place before we were divided into the circles of fire and water. But he left the old camp, which was once the only camp of the colony.
If you remember the letter that we got at the start of the game, the letter that was meant for the magicians, that letter was meant for this 13th magician. It was directed to him.
What is this 13th magician called?
His name is Zardas. Hardly anybody remembers the old stories about him. The ones who do just call him the necromancer.
Why did he leave the old camp?
He started to investigate the invocation of undead and magical creatures. Gomez was not the only one who began to worry. Most of the other magicians opposed him as well, and his unholy deeds.
What happened then?
Unlike Gomez, he was no butcher, so he avoided the conflict and left.
Where is this magician today?
He lives in seclusion, in his tower in the middle of the Orc land. That's just about the southernmost point of the colony.
I'll make my way to Zardas and ask him for help.
He's the only one that can help us now. If he knows no way out or doesn't want to help us,
he will.
There is one other problem.
A problem?
Yes. Over the years, we've tried to get in touch with Zardas several times, but it looks like he prefers to remain undisturbed.
What does that mean?
None of the messengers ever returned from his tower. You'll have to find a way to get past his creatures.
Looks like this is going to be interesting. How will I get past his creatures?
If I knew that, I would tell you. I'd advise you to do some research in our library. Maybe you'll find something in the old books about the strengths and weaknesses of magically invoked creatures.
I'll rummage through the library, and don't worry, I'll be back.
May you return in one piece.
If you remember the stone golem that I didn't want to kill, he is one of the Zardas's creatures. And that's why I didn't want to kill him. Up until now. Magic of golems. Stone golem. Invulnerable in battle, swords and axes and bows do not seem to do any damage. The only plausible report of battle against such a leviathan was written by a mercenary. He reported how the blunt hit of a warhammer caused cracks in the golem, until it finally burst apart. So this is where you learn how to deal with stone golems. This is where you learn how to deal with ice and fire golems. So a magician of fire, he found ice golems to be easy to deal with, which makes sense. And a fire golem was weak against lightning bolts. And ice had some effect on the hellish creature. So lightning and ice against fire. Of course, if you don't play this game for the first time, you may already know that or figure that out. And you can go and kill them early. Get some early experience.
Greetings.
Show me your...
I'm not listening to it. It's the same story every time. I better keep out of it. I'm not listening to it. There was a time when things would have gone. Well, if you think.
And yeah, that huge ore mound that I've shown behind Satyrus's cave is that ore below.
Hello. I am now one of Lara's men. Have you got a message for me to take over to the Magicians of Fire?
I do indeed, but you'll need to carry the sign of one of our messengers, else Gomez's men won't let you enter the castle. Here, take the letter and the sign. And now, hurry up.
They shouldn't be available now.
May I pass through here?
Yeah. And it's not even in the... in the quest log. Good.
Hello. Satyrus said you had a reward for me.
As the keeper of the ore, I'd like to give you a small portion of our ore for your great deeds on behalf of the camp. I hope you'll make as good use of it as we do.
I want to acquire magic writings.
So I'll take a couple of ball lightnings. Couple of fireballs. And that should be it.
May I pass through here?
Keep it to yourself. People don't need to know it.
Hello!
How's it going?
Everything's quiet. Nothing's moving in the free mine. Lee is still busy organizing our defense. See you later.
Keep it to yourself. People don't need to know it. Same old story every time.